Yes. All right. Franz, if you may please,
Yes.
please provide us with the criteria for your speech.
Yes, Toastmaster. And Roelof is going to deliver the speech. It's 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is The Myth of the Self-Made Person. And then Roelof needs to incorporate some of the stuff he was evaluated on his previous speech into his new speech. So he asked me to maybe have a look at the following. How he aimed to speak louder and project his voice. And then of course more variation on vocal variety. So I will focus on those 2 points specifically. There's more, but for now I'm going to hand over to the Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Franz. Please help me to officially call Roelof here with me to give us his speech, The Myth of the Self-Made Person. Roelof, The Myth of the Self-Made Person.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, guests. So, we are completely obsessed with the good rags to riches story. We love the story of a person who claws their way from the bottom to the top through sheer determination and willpower. And we find the media idolizes companies who start in a garage. And we think of people like Jeff Bezos and Amazon and we call them, this is a self-made man. But if we really stop to think about it, the very phrase self-made, what does that mean? Are we talking about self-regenerating amoebas? Did these billionaires just pop into existence through cellular division? And then I also think every day how we are bombarded on our phones with images of wealth and of reckless consumption. But seriously, when we look at these images, we are left sitting with the question, why haven't I achieved enough? What am I doing wrong? But if we take a critical look at the world, it becomes clear there's a massive myth at play here. And tonight I want to dismantle this myth of the self-made person. Where does this fixation come from? It's deeply rooted in our modern day obsession with the meritocracy. It's a very comforting idea to think that we all deserve what we have. And it makes us feel good, doesn't it? We all want to believe we have an equal shot to become the next Warren Buffett or Oprah Winfrey. But this pure meritocracy is just in our imaginations. It does not exist. The truth is we are not all equally lucky. Think about the cosmic lottery of birth. There have been 117 billion people who have walked this earth. And we are lucky enough to walk it in the modern era with technology, medical, educational advancements. These things have never been seen before in the history of the whole universe, as far as we know. And you must remember that physical health is also a lottery. Being born healthy, that's nothing you did by yourself. It's purely based on good genes, prenatal care, medical attention if you need it. This isn't a victory of your own making. It's just a miracle of a healthy birth. And then we should consider the environments we are born into. The child born in Alexandria objectively does not have the same opportunities as the child born just a few kilometers away in Sandton. And when you think about the schools in South Africa, data tells us, despite decades of aggressive transformation, 2/3 of undergraduates who go into universities all come from rich private schools or wealthy public schools. And the children attending these universities, they did not get there by merit alone. They were lucky enough to have parents who were wealthy enough to give them a nutritious diet, medical care, send them to good schools. Other kids simply are not so lucky. The opportunities, the restrictions we leverage and combat every day, for good or for bad, none of these environments we find ourselves in are built in a vacuum. They are a collective inheritance, the product of innovation, governance, and social organization built over many generations. But beyond these macro systems of wealth and history, look at your closer immediate circle. We are the product of the people around us, our parents who set our baseline, our extended family who provide safety net, mentors who shaped us, coaches who pushed us. You would not be sitting in this room tonight without the compounding investment that these people made in you. Now let's look back at the self-made people I spoke about earlier. Let's take Elon Musk, for example. To his fans, he is a genius, and through sheer force of will, he changed the world, built Tesla, sent rockets to the moon through SpaceX. To his critics, he's just a guy, heavily cushioned through family privilege, good timing, early capital investments. And you know what? Both can be true. It is true that Elon Musk innovated and changed the status quo, but it is also true that he was lucky enough to be born in this era, to be born healthy, and to be born into a system that he was a product, a privileged product. As you all know, he comes from South Africa at a time when apartheid was in place. So he inherited that privilege from his parents. And the world and the global economy was at a very specific time where technology, supply chains were ripe for the picking. If we all here today are lucky to be here today, then Mr. Elon Musk was unfathomably lucky. It all comes down to a delicate balance between luck and environment. Luck is a random coincidence. By no virtue of your decisions or effort, you are granted a boon. You walk down the street, pick up a $100 note. You go mingle at a cocktail party, you meet your future employer. You didn't orchestrate it, but the environment you were in allowed that luck to land. And here lies the paradox of our lives. It is that we are at the mercy of circumstances we did not choose. We didn't pick our era, our DNA, our childhood zip code. It is undeniable many people get handed more luck than others. But at the very same time, we've all hit the jackpot. To be alive at this exact moment in human history is an extraordinary privilege. You didn't choose the timing, but because of the foundation built by the generations before us, you absolutely get to choose the trajectory. So my challenge tonight to you is twofold. First, be kind to yourself. Drop this idea that your struggles are simply a lack of personal effort. Look at the world around you, participate in its boundaries, but understand that the people at the top did not get there alone. Second, remember it takes a village to raise a human being. None of us exist in a vacuum. Cherish and nurture people around you, and repay the favor of the investments made in you. Grit matters, hard work counts, but hard work needs a stage to perform on, and we did not build this stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Roelof. That was an amazing speech, honestly. I think for me, two things that you said that will stick with me is being kind to yourself and understanding that good health really is a luxury, because at least when you are healthy, you are able to do a lot of things, explore and stuff. But if maybe you find that your health is standing in the way, sometimes you really deprive yourself and then I don't want to go outside. I just want to sit in here and sit with my health and get frustrated. But indeed, good health is a blessing and it's a luxury, and we shall not take that for granted. Thank you, Roelof. And be kind to yourself. Every day when you wake up, be kind to yourself. Greet yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hi. We had an amazing sleep. Are we ready for today? We are meeting the day with peace, mercy, and kindness. And show up that way with that energy. Thank you so much, Roelof. Mr. Franz, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Please help me to call Mr. Franz. Yeah, thank you.
on your voice projection. In other words, how audible were you when you delivered your speech. And then also on vocal variety. So what did it sound like when he delivered his speech? Was it a monotone of words or some variety? And then finally also on your body language. And because I've listened to your voice, I had no choice but to listen to the pace at which the speech was delivered. Because that's important. Even if a person is not too audible, and he makes use of a certain strategy with regards to pace. In other words, speaking faster, maybe when you get excited and then slow down again. Then you will become more audible. For me, being long-standing and grey, a little bit bald, I still struggled to fully hear your speech. So my suggestion would be maybe to still speak a little bit louder. Try to project your voice, maybe speak from your stomach or something. I think that is what the experts are saying. Then when you deliver your speech, make use of your pace. And I'll give you an example. Let's take Elon Musk for example, for his fans. I would maybe just, let's take Elon Musk for example, his fans, and then immediately you'll be able to put a little bit more emphasis on the delivery of the speech, and people will now hear you. Because you're a little bit soft, we first of all struggle to hear the message. Now, because we're struggling to hear the message goes a little bit missing. Then maybe the second thought, if you read your speech or if you look down, that's fine. You know, I'm also using notes. But what you should do is when you use notes, have a look at the notes and then look at the audio and then you can deliver your speech. That way, you will be more audible. And with regards to your body language, that was the final thing that I've evaluated. I think you can be a little bit more active. So when you want to speak, for example, about Elon Musk, maybe stand in one position and then when you move, and here lies the paradox, you move to another area. And that way you will address the audience, and I think you will be more audible. But thank you very much. I've enjoyed your speech, and I'm glad you've incorporated some of the feedback that you did receive in your first speech. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Franz. I believe I didn't address the rules of the game in regards to the time. If I might get our timer partners to actually show us a bit of how our timer works. So the green light. is you're good to go. Right. And then amber, almost there. Right? Yeah. And then red, come out. And then I guess we understand what red means. Yeah. Alright, thank you. Thank you so much, Franz. So if I may move over to our Thomas report as well as our grammarian's comments.
All right. So I gave Roelof the green light for 5 minutes, I gave him the amber on 6 minutes, and red light on 7 minutes, and he completed his speech in a time of 7 minutes and 16 seconds, which is well within the 30-second grace period that you have. And then Franz, you spoke for 3 minutes and 25 seconds, where you were allocated 3 minutes, so also spot on.
pick up any use of who you are, but at the beginning of the speech you did use the word so. In overall, there is an impeccable use of language. Some of the great and outstanding words that you have used: bombarded, dismantle, meritocracy. We also have orchestrate and trajectory. In terms of adjectives, you have shared determination, reckless assumption, and you also had compounding investment. And some of the expressions that you used, you had the paradox of life, and you also had a metaphor. Physical health is lottery. And last but not least, you had it takes a village to raise a person. Unfortunately, you didn't use the word of